Hi, my name's Monica Lee. I'm a dentist at Divine Dental Smile. I own the practice here and I've been practicing for 25 years. Brad was involved. He was the foreman manager on my last building that I built in 2008, also Divine Dental Smile. He worked with him and Ray Miller were all part of that project, and they did a great job on that first office, and I was happy that they had opened their own business as Stryker and they did their own thing, and I knew I was going to use them no matter what. I used them again to do some tenant improvements again when we did some remodeling of our sterilization, and anytime I had an issue with roofing, whatever it was, I called Stryker. So I knew when we were going to do the new building that we were just going to use them as well. They are very receptive. They also communicate really well. They are right there. You give them a call in the morning, by midday at the latest, they'll call you right back. Typically, if I'm on the phone leaving a message on Brad's voicemail, he's already making a call back to me, and we can just chit chat. So he's pretty receptive. He's there to answer calls, and then also the ladies over at Stryker too that are working at the desk too. They're pretty receptive to emails, and they got things going on. So the requirements for this project are probably unlike some of the other ones. This building is unique in the shape that it has. I know that this building has been available, the spaces that we worked with was available since 2007. Nothing has been built inside of it because there are some difficulties, some challenges with it. Brad was willing to work with me, and so were the designers, the architects, to specially make it so it worked for our need for dentistry. I think dentistry is one of the most unique probably building projects you could do for construction workers, because not only does it require like the medical background where you have to deal with x-rays, radiology, but our plumbing systems are super duper profound. I mean, you've got to go underground, you've got to go overhead, pressure systems have to be exact, sound too, because you've got to keep that in mind too. Sound it's pretty loud in the dental office, lots of different equipment. So Brad took that in mind, and they did do some interesting things to my project too, to make sure that I was comfortable with the sound, the staff is comfortable with the sound, and then also our tenants that we share the building with were comfortable with it. But I think that's huge. It's very that's hard to get a regular general contractor to do something like that if they're not familiar with the equipment and the unique requirements that we have. Then I don't think they could do as good of a job as Stryker could do. I also appreciate Brad that he worked with my SBA process. The SBA loan process, I don't know if everybody's familiar with that either, but it's a bit of a pain. There's a lot more paperwork on his end, on Stryker's end, to make sure that they meet timelines, that they overcome obstacles. Like, I mean, just making sure that they meet the timelines and also get the required paperwork done. There's a lot of licensing and extra things that he has to do. Not everybody can work with I think an SBA loan officer. They're pretty strict, and I mean, it's the government, right? But yeah, having to do all that, I think it's unique, and he was on it. He was always there and receptive to my officers and my managers, and I think that was, to me, I was hoping he wasn't going to say no, but he did, and he took it on. Problems. I mean, all contractors, I think, there's always something, right? There's got to be something. Since, like I said, I think since I've worked with him before, and this isn't my first rodeo, the second office, I think he knew what I wanted, and I think as long as we communicated, everything was pretty good. I think there were little things where, you know, we had to tweak something here or there, but would I call it a problem? Not necessarily. I think it was just something a challenge we had to face. But no, when it comes to problems, I think as long as you have a good vision and you know, and you communicate it to the contractor like Brad, I think as long as they listen, yeah, you shouldn't really have too many problems. Yeah, even just staying within budget, that wasn't a problem. I think he was realistic, and he was honest with me on how things were going to cost, how much things were going to be, and yeah, as long as you listen and you go into it with blind eye, or being so hopeful and optimistic, yeah, you just got to pay attention to things like that, and he does. The outcome is that I have more space. I mean, we were working with half the number of chairs and the same number of providers, and we were up to our ears in patients. And I mean that's all such a blessing, right, to have that ability to be successful. But when you're limited by your location, the size of what you have for yourself, I mean, you just it doesn't feel good. And now, I mean, we can welcome people here, and if I had an outcome that could be the best possible thing, it's to be able to offer good dentistry to the population around us, our community. If I had to do it again, which I guess I did it again, right? I'd work with Stryker. I'd work with this construction company. I think you've got choices out there. There are choices, and I did look at them. I did reach out to them. I think they are capable, but I want more than capable. I want somebody who listens and does things right the first time, and also is able to work with the people that I want to choose to. And all the subcontractors, even the equipment representatives, people that supplied the materials, I was really impressed by how well they work together. And I have I'm working as a dentist at another office, just imagine, and I'm supposed to be the project manager on this. He gets that, and I think I think a lot of contractors and other people didn't really understand that on my end. I think they were hoping that I'd have a second person, somebody else to work with, another type of manager. But I think he got that that I was going to be the one, and I think most dentists would do that too, since it's their office. They think they're going to be the manager. Perhaps maybe a spouse or somebody would help as well. But he knew that it was just me. So he made it a lot easier than I think other companies would be. So if you're starting to look at anybody, look at building another practice, expanding, remodeling, anything like that, I think he gets it. He knows what dentists are like. We are a different breed, but I think he was able to get it and just make it work. He knows, and a lot of times he says to me, "I'll take care of it. We'll take care of it." That's exactly what you want to hear. You don't want to hear, well, get on the horn and call this person, just do something like that. No, he's pretty good about just making sure that he takes care of us. And I think if you're looking for doing another project or just expanding, doing something else, doing a whole build out like we did, I think that's the way to go.